Welcome back everyone to another episode brought to you by GamesGlitches. I hope you all had a wonderful 2015 celebration, and I hope you will have a much better 2016 than 2015 was for you. So having said that, now let's take a look at a brand new patch that came out in ARK. In today's ARK's patch, they have introduced a brand new dino, PROCOPTODON, basically a giant ass kangaroo that can either hold the person on its back or hold it inside their pouch, or both, having one person on your back and having one in your pouch. This kangaroo is actually quite fun. It's another kangaroo that could leap giant distances. So far we only kind of had the frog that would do the leaping, but now we definitely have one of the furry kangaroos. They are actually pretty fast. This is a very low level kangaroo without any kind of level put into speed. As you can see, it can jump quite remarkable distances quite easily. So you could actually cover a great length of terrain without being afraid of being hit or being stopped by another dino. Just, well, simply leap over them. Now, let's take a look at this map that was provided by Wiki. As you can see here, most of the kangaroos tend to spawn towards the northern or near the cold area. There's actually very few of them located on the east side or the southern side, at least as you could see here from the map. So this is the region, the yellow portion would be where you would want to look the most. Yes, there is a small section down at the bottom that says very common, but while wandering around in that area, I did not find any at all. Though on my first shot, I found one in the yellow area right away. So my highly recommendation is to go and check out the yellow area first on the map and look for them there. Once you found your wonderful kangaroo, please note that when you do attack them, they don't fight back or try to, attack you. They kind of just run for their life, and they're actually quite annoying to take down. It seems that it is nearly impossible for one to capture a kangaroo by just simply chasing it around and trying to trank it like you can with the other dinos. The best thing I've noticed is using an Argentavis or using a Quetzal, picking him up and dropping him somewhere where you have a box, like between behemoth gates. That seems to be the best option you have. You can't pick them up with a Pterodon, but you could definitely pick them up with an Argentavis or a Quetzal. Now, this is basically what I've decided to do, building 4 walls all around them. You could either use giant gates or behemoth gates, and it's really up to you, and you don't have to make them so lavish, made out of metal. Also, by the way, please note that when I say it's gonna be hard to tranking it and chasing it around without building 4 walls, I'm talking about legit servers or servers that don't have the trank mod or something along the line that would, well, basically trank the mob or the dino from one shot. What I'm talking about is just using straight up dart gun. So now let's shoot our dino. As you can see, he is rapidly trying to flee. If not for these walls, he'd be long gone already. And there we go. It took about 3 shots on a level 12 to trank it out. So the PROCOPTODONs don't really have that much torpor, but it does seem to drop quick down quite significantly. Now, you're probably trying to feed and tame your PROCOPTODON, and you're noticing that your taming is not going up. What you need to obtain is rare mushrooms. They're quite annoying to obtain because they mostly come from crystal veins such as these on top of the mountains or around the mountains if you get lucky and find some nice juicy areas. As you could see, you gather not a lot of them at a time. It's 1 to 3. And you need to, well, basically have quite of them on hand when you're going to be taming your nice giant kangaroo. You could also find a lot of crystals along the shorelines and along the river lines. So you could see where I'm located on a map. Currently right now, as you could see, this whole river along the frost area seems to have a lot of crystal for one to gather. So you should have no problem finding the taming materials for your Procoptodon. As you could see, I starved my Procoptodon quite a bit. He is well, almost waking up, and starved a good significant amount. So let's begin the taming process. You already, as mentioned, should get yourself rare mushrooms. Put him in his inventory. Stand back and watch him eat. As you could see, this is quite a tedious end process, which is gonna take quite some time. And there you go. I had to speed up the process to tame the dino by switching the tame speed. It is actually tames quite remarkably slow on regular speed. So prepare to really wait and prepare to feed him quite a lot of those rare mushrooms. They really love their rare mushrooms. Now, let's take a look at a saddle. Now, for the saddle, you would need to be level 50. And you would, of course, as you could see here, you would need a smithy to craft it in. So, once you are level 50 and have a smithy and have 35 engram points to spend, you can now craft yourself a nice little saddle. Now, to craft this saddle, once you're inside the smithy, you would need to have 500 hides, 150 pelts, 200 fiber, and 70 metal, which is actually somewhat expensive for a saddle, but you know, that's just a personal opinion. That aside, you should have no problem crafting the saddle. You know, some resources might be a little annoying to obtain early in the beginning, and of course, finding yourself a giant kangaroo and of course, bringing it back and putting it in a box. Again, please try not to chase it because it is impossible unless you, of course, you have a mod or in a place where you can have higher run speed than it, where you can keep up and keep shooting it as it runs away. Yes, there are cases where you can do it, but they just could give you a lot of headache. My personal suggestion: get an Argentavis and bring them back into the box. This is really up to you. Another thing that I would love to mention is the fact that they take fall damage. So please be careful, because if you do decide to kind of, go for it, you might well, as you can see, end up killing yourself. Or, well, of course, nearly killing yourself. So please don't think that just because they can jump high and everything, that they're, well, immune or, cannot be hurt by fall damage. They are definitely take damage from falling. As you can see, it's bleeding, near dead, just from jumping off a mountain. So please be careful, otherwise you might lose your precious pet. Thank you all again for tuning in to another episode on ARK. Please subscribe to my channel to get the latest update on latest ARK patches and other survival games. I hope you all had a wonderful new year and will have even a better 2016 than 15 was for you, and I hope it will bring you more joy and happiness. Thank you all again, and be safe in the world of ARK.